Now it is that time again. Our top 4 teams will be selecting their opponents for the quarterfinals. And I mean, I'm pretty sure they were not prepared for what teams are actually up for selection. Let's hear it from them first. Presenting the number 1 seeded team, San Francisco, is of course our NA production superfan and Stan Super, which I hope will be joining us in just a second. There he is. What's up, Super? How are you doing?
Hello. All
right. So lots of upsets today. Did that make your decision a little harder?
I mean, we kind of had planned a little bit differently, but, things change, such is life.
True.
And, that's what you got to deal with sometimes.
How many times did your prediction or your selection change throughout the day?
Oh, I mean, we had discussions about it, and then we were thinking about it. We're like, okay, maybe we'll pick these guys, and then they lost. What about this? And who knows? You just kind of keep swapping back and forth. It's a guessing game, really.
All right. Well, then let's just hear it. Who is going to be your opponent for the quarterfinals?
We will be choosing the Washington Justice.
All right. And why is that?
Yes. Well, we felt like we had matches against them recently.
I knew this!
Felt pretty confident in the match. So, we'll just try to see what happens again. Bring it back. Just give it another go.
Wow.
See what happens.
We'll win and see. That worked really well for packing, so I'm sure it'll work for you.
Yeah, of course.
Are you not scared of the Tuba Genji at all?
We'll see what happens. If we get 6-man wiped every team fight, so be it. You never know.
Well, we do.
That's just what happens.
We do, of course, have a representative of the Justice as well, and that is going to be Ark. Ark, you've been selected by the ever so sweeping San Francisco Shock. How do you and your team feel about that?
I was hoping for not getting picked for first.
That's fair.
So was everyone.
I thought Super was gonna not pick us because he was talking like he's not gonna pick us before. So I was like, okay, if it's not first, it's still, it's kind of sad, but we'll try our best.
All right.
I like it. Wait, okay, so the Shock just recently run through, but they haven't really shown an ability to take down the Genji. They obviously crushed through Philly last week. Do you think that with Tuba, on the back of Tuba, you guys can win this match?
I think there's a possibility because we're kind of like a jackpot team, So sometimes we just have 7-7-7 and we just suddenly really, really hard win on the really good teams on the screen sometimes. But we kind of sometimes cannot do something at all sometimes. So we're kind of like a jackpot. So let's see how it goes. Is how we feel, I think. But there's definitely a chance. I think Duba, Stitch, really good players who can make lots of variants would probably make lots of, crack on the team maybe, if it's possible.
Yeah, see, there is always a chance. That is the beauty that is Overwatch. Every once in a while, people just pop off, and that's that. And I think a lot of the matches today have proven just that. Now, Super, looking at how the Justice played today, are you 100% confident that you guys can take them down, or do you actually think that they're going to make you work for it?
So actually, this was something that we talked about. We internally, as part of our decision process, we actually thought that if there was going to be a game that had upset potential, it was going to be Justice over Gladiators. I mean, granted, there were more upsets than that, but we thought that it was going to be a close game, and maybe Justice were going to be able to take it. So they did. I would give them props for that. But we just kind of felt like I don't know, like I said, we played them recently, and the matchup against Gladiators, I mean, they looked better, but, we're going to do what we talked about, and, give it the old college try, as they say.
Wonderful. Well, I love the confidence, and I wish Ark, you and your team, of course, best of luck. It is a tall order, and I think pretty much every team hoped that the Shock is not going to pick them. So unfortunately, one team had to be picked, and this time it was you. Let's see what you both got for us tomorrow in our quarterfinals. Thank you, gentlemen, so much for joining us here on the desk.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
Good luck, guys.
Always a pleasure to get that insight. Now, of course, we need to talk about this quarterfinal matchup. Costa, starting with you. Did you expect the Shock to actually go for the Justice?
I think the Justice are very one-dimensional in the way that they play. We haven't seen any variance in what they play. We've seen the skill level obviously increase lately, but as the Shock, I'm sure they know how to deal with the Genji. They have solutions to the problem. So I'm expecting them to come in pretty confident and execute. But as Ark said, all you need to do is get 7s in the match, and then you can beat the Shock. That's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah. So you were sort of like apologetic to Ark, where it's like, no, I wanted to be picked by Shock.
Sorry for your loss.
Sorry, Ark. Like it happens. But
he seemed very upset about it coming.
It's how it goes. It's how it goes. But on the good side of things, you have nothing to lose, right? It's the San Francisco Shock, and now the Washington Justice are like, well, we're the 13th seed against the number 1 seed. Let's just go in another blade, see what happens. So it's like, if Shock ever get caught off guard, can get scary. Maybe I'm just scarred by today's results, but you never know what's gonna happen. It's Overwatch.
That is very, very true. Now, I do know what's happening next. We're going to enjoy hearing from Baby Bay. The number 2 seed is joining us here on the desk. So let's hear it from him. How did you enjoy the Summer Showdown so far?
It's going well. It's cool. It's like a lot of upsets, huh? It's crazy.
Yeah.
It is
a
indeed.
lot of upsets.
Was that last match? Like what? That's absurd.
Did this make the whole decision for you and your team a little harder?
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah, it's really hard who to pick. I don't know.
It feels like you never know what to expect anymore, right?
I'm ready to make my pick.
All right. Well, we're ready to hear it.
I'm ready right
Bring
now.
it.
All right. I want to pick the Florida Mayhem.
Oh. Okay.
All right. I did not expect that.
That's a
I did
bold
not
one.
expect it at all. Maybe run us through the thought process here. Why did you go for the Mayhem?
Oh, they had a good showing today.
Yeah. We know.
And we wanted that rematch.
Yep.
And I'm really glad they're still in the tournament.
Yeah. No.
Really glad we can.
All right, for
really
real
hoping
now,
they have a good
now,
performance.
Okay,
Come on, Baby Bay. What are you doing here?
All right,
Come on, for real. We're getting paid by the hour, Baby Bay. Can only have some.
Okay, but not for real. Who are you actually picking?
The real pick is I really, really wanted this revenge match against Birdering.
Oh.
Okay.
So I'm gonna pick the LA Gladiators.
Okay.
Okay. You're confusing everyone and myself.
Should we bring in Dog Man? Like, what's happening here?
Any other teams which are out which you want to pick?
Okay. Actually, for real though. We are going to be picking the Toronto Defiant.
Oh.
All right.
I was ready. I was ready for you to pick the Valiant,
yes.
but okay.
No, we have no bad blood against the Valiant. They're cool.
And they're out, so there's that.
But we're gonna pick the Toronto Defiant, and we played them last time, so we're gonna give them another shot. And then also we're hoping that Philly will pick the Houston Outlaws, and we want Houston to beat them, and then we want to play Houston in the semifinals.
Wow, you're asking for a lot here, Baby.
That's
Bay.
ambitious.
That's what we're looking for. Houston, you better not let me down, man. Dante.
Then we already have his predicted
Let's go,
brackets.
bud.
Let's actually hear it from the Toronto Defiant, though, as their representative will be joining us now as well to tell us and share with us how they feel about being picked by the Rain. Agility, thank you so much for joining us.
Hello.
All right. So after you were the third pick, apparently, for Baby Bay. Not the first one.
Wait, the third pick?
Yeah, he went through some mental gymnastics first before he ended up with
he's got it all planned out.
Funny guy, that Baby Bay, huh?
But so how do you and the guys feel about being picked by the Atlanta Rain?
I mean, I haven't talked to my team about it yet. We obviously just found out, but I think we're okay with it. I mean, I think we're doing pretty good in this meta right now, so yeah, we'll see what happens.
I mean, for real though, like the other option was probably the San Francisco Shock. So playing against the Atlanta Rain must still, feel kind of good.
Yeah.
Like, do you have any feelings
no
about
offense to you guys, Atlanta, but yeah, it's definitely the better option of the two.
Yeah. Do you feel comfortable going into this matchup on the back of your Genji and your team's Genji? You guys look comfortable right now.
Yeah, I think this meta is honestly our best so far. I think during like the McCree May meta with like D.Va, we were looking pretty good, but I think since then this is our best meta. So if anything's gonna happen, now's the chance. Now's the time.
So I'm actually quite intrigued, Baby Bay. Did you have a preference in terms of teams and what kind of style they run? Would you have preferred to play against a hitscan team or like a Genji team? Like now Toronto have agilities. Like, are you fine playing against a Genji, or would you like to play against like hitscans instead? Or?
Not really any preference. We just chose whichever team we thought that we were gonna have a better chance of winning with. You know, like there's no point in picking a team that's like that you think is better than the other team, right? Like that's just stupid. You're throwing, you know, like giving your chance the best possible way to win. You know, like whatever you think that is. I think that's what you should stick with, and this is what we stuck with. We beat them before, and also, you know, if they do beat us, which I don't think they will, you know, it's a good revenge story for them. So good luck.
True.
Right.
Thank you for
W's
the chance.
across the
Respect
board.
storyline.
Absolutely
I
love it.
respect it.
Well, guys, thank you so much for joining us here on the desk.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Thanks.
Good luck, guys.
Right, so
I like
let's
it.
discuss this second quarterfinal match at hand.
Is Baby Bay out of the TeamSpeak channel? Because
I think
when
so,
got
yeah.
me,
What a troll!
Okay, let's
he
talk about
actually
this.
got me for like 5 seconds.
Same.
I was like, wait.
I was like, ooh, Mayhem,
No,
that's
they're
risky. It
out.
was like, I had the exact same, and then he just went on rolling with it. So at that point, I just gave up on getting a real answer.
I had to do like a double take. I was like,
I'm looking at my notes, thoroughly going through my notes, like, wait a second.
But that's the problem with
bamboozled.
such upsets. Like, it sounded so logical and reasonable because
Yeah.
that's what we expected anyway. So he definitely bamboozled us with this one. But let's talk about this match. How do you guys actually think he's going to fare going up against the Toronto Defiant, who, as Agility said, are currently playing in their best meta yet?
It's really hard to predict right now because there is so many different styles and the matchups. Obviously, today is a prime example. There's so many different ways that people are playing and it can match up completely differently. So I'm actually interested because, for the most part, Atlanta Reign has been a double hit scan team throughout the Summer Showdown. So I'm interested to see how they deal with the Genji because a lot of double hit scan teams have been struggling with how strong the Genji is right now.
At the same time, Baby Bay is correct. You know, they have beaten Toronto Defiant before,
Yeah.
not too long ago, so they probably feel very confident going up against Toronto Defiant.
Right, so I just got told that we have another guest joining us here, and that is, of course, Funny Astro from the Philadelphia Fusion, our third-seeded team. Astro, how are you doing today?
I'm good, thanks.
Right, so it was it was a confusing day, let's just put it that way. How did you guys feel about what has been showcased so far in the Summer Showdown?
It's pretty interesting. I think the match we're really upset about is the last one. I think we really wanted to play Gladiators here because it's always fun to beat them, but it's a shame they lost.
I
Well,
like the confidence.
Yeah, there are still plenty of other teams you can now defeat. Of course, without any further ado, you're now just down to 2 choices, I think. Meaning
Yeah.
that's not too much to choose from. Was it easy for you guys to make that decision?
I think it's a pretty easy decision here.
All right, let's hear it then. Who you got?
We're going to go with the Houston Outlaws.
I think that's the responsible choice out of all of them.
Yeah.
Versus look pretty good.
At the same time, they did beat the Florida Mayhem, though. So, like, are you like legit respecting the Houston Outlaws now, or like, or is there anything about them you're scared of? Like, what are your feelings about the Houston Outlaws as a team?
I don't think they're amazing. Oh, okay. Nice timing.
Speaking of which, that got awkward really quickly as Dante is joining us just when Funny Astro shared with us that he does not think that the Houston Outlaws are in fact amazing. Dante, anything you want to say to that?
That's not nice, man. That's really not nice. I mean, we beat Mayhem, and Mayhem beat them, so,
It's quick math.
When does that
actually.
logic
math
ever work?
makes sense.
When does that logic ever work?
I mean, it works sometimes.
Are you guys surprised that the Fusion is actually going to go with you guys?
No, because it was between us and Paris, and... Wait, did you guys lose to Paris last time, or win?
Now we beat Paris last
It was
time.
map 5, right?
Always map 5 against Paris.
Yeah.
Real.
Wait, really?
Really?
I don't know, actually. I don't know.
Nobody
It
knows.
doesn't really matter. It's in the past. All we care about is the future. And that is, of course, happening tomorrow as you guys are facing each other in the quarterfinals. Now, based on the Houston Outlaws performance today, though, Funny Astro, you can't be, 100% confident. We already just said it. They did beat the Mayhem, and they look good doing so as well in the current meta.
I think Mayhem looked pretty bad.
That's fair.
All right. Well, give no.
I
credit to
agree.
that
I
one.
agree.
Okay, no
can't really
credit
argue with that
whatsoever
one.
for the Houston Outlaws.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so Dante, we saw last week the Philadelphia Fusion got pretty wrecked by the Shock. You guys going to go back, look at that match, try and almost mimic that style? You guys are just going to come in with exactly what you did today?
Probably going to do whatever we did today. Maybe some different maps, who knows?
Who knows?
Are
Yeah,
we
that's
gonna bring out
right.
the
Mislead
Genji?
them.
Customize
Don't
the
give
Genji
anything
all
away.
day.
Dude, Dante,
Yeah.
I love your
Well,
Genji. Bring it out.
yeah.
Keep it up, buddy.
We'll see how we're feeling tomorrow, you know?
That's what Overwatch is all about, them feelings. Let's see how that's going to go down. Both of you, thank you so much for joining, and best of luck in your quarterfinal match tomorrow.
Thanks.
All right.
Good luck, guys.
Thank you. See you.
And that, of course, means that we have yet another matchup to discuss in our quarterfinals, and that is the Houston Outlaws and the Philadelphia Fusion. How confident do you guys think the Fusion has any right to be right now?
I think they should be very confident against the Houston Outlaws. I think this is probably... Well, actually, we have Washington, San Francisco. I was about to say that it was going to be the most one-sided match of tomorrow. But at this point, just like throw everything up into the air. Who knows anymore? But Philadelphia Fusion, they are a fantastic team. And maybe they are the second best team in North America. I mean, the gameplay that Valiant and Mayhem put on today, it wasn't impressive at all. So maybe Philadelphia Fusion should be second in everyone's power rankings. You know, there's definitely an argument to be made there. So I still think this Fusion roster is strong. I have question marks about the likes of Hisu and how he's going to compare against likes of Linkser and Dante. Are we going to see some Genji this weekend? You know, there's a lot of question marks about the Fusion coming into the Summer Showdown. So I'm intrigued to see what they're bringing out tomorrow.
I mean, so far the entire Summer Showdown just felt like question marks across the board, except actually from the very first game. Paris Eternal, I do think, was the favorite picked by many going into it, and they did end up taking it. And that means that they will be matched up against the Vancouver Titans. And we now have some guests joining us. The Vancouver Titans will be represented by Rolf, and we're going to have Ben Best, I believe, from the Paris Eternal joining us here on the desk. Good day, sirs.
Bonjour.
Oh, bonjour.
Oh, the
Starting
bonjour.
off on a good note. I love it. So you guys didn't get to pick. You are now just randomly matched up against each other. How do we feel about that? Ben Best, starting with you.
I think teams are pretty scared of us, so that's normal, I would say. But we need to be careful because Vancouver stepped up a lot recently, so it would be a difficult match.
Okay, Rolf, after watching the Paris Eternal play today, how are you guys feeling about going up against them in the quarterfinals?
Yeah. Oh, that's fair for sure. Ben Best, is there anything about the Vancouver Titans you have to be worried about? Is there anyone on Vancouver you're scared of?
Yeah, they're the best lineup, I think, but I don't know. We have Sparkle, so it's fine.
All right, you know, that's confidence. I
Sparkle's
like
just
to see
the
that.
answer to everything. I love it.
All right, Rolf, first things first, I think you might be muted on OBS, so please unmute yourself on that one so the fans can hear you. But secondly, you guys finished fourth. Were you guys surprised by that? Because I don't think anyone would have put you guys here. Like, are you confident in your abilities to, you know, play at this level?
I think he's maybe figuring out the OBS. We'll have to see. It's all good.
No worries about it.
Right,
Otherwise, you just talk, and I'm going to repeat exactly what you say.
Yeah, we can translate if it's not working and tell the viewers.
So you guys finished fourth, which was surprising to a lot of people. I'm sure including yourself. Are you confident in your ability to play at this level?
He said they definitely think that they
confident.
improved
Yes.
every week now as a translator. And then I heard production, so I don't know what he said at the end there. Sorry, Rolf.
Thank you,
I'm
Rolf.
letting you
I
down.
appreciate it.
My English to English translation, not too good, actually.
Phenomenal.
Ben Best, so he just said himself that they looked much improved. Do you still see enough cracks in the armor which will allow you guys to just take them down tomorrow?
No, I think we are pretty confident, so it will not happen, but I don't know. We will try it anyway. We don't like. I don't know.
You sound pretty chill, you know, and that's typically a good sign for a pro player, you know. You're just
Yeah,
chill.
yeah.
you
I think
know,
we are
you have
pretty. Yeah, we are pretty confident, and like, I think we would win this game.
All right.
So
There you
Right.
go.
We need to prepare against Shock now.
Well,
Okay,
we honestly
there
can't
you go.
wait.
I like that. That's confidence. That's
There
what
we
you
go,
want to
yeah.
see.
I think
Take
we're
down the
all
Shock.
super excited to see more of both of the teams and see what the Vancouver Titans have in store for us tomorrow as well. Rolf, unfortunately, we didn't actually hear you. I guess the viewers didn't. I heard you, and you sounded
We
great,
heard you,
just
Rolf,
for the
but
record.
You were
You're
great,
saying.
Rolf.
Unlucky, very unlucky.
Rolf says unlucky.
Exactly. Now, thank you guys so much for joining us here on the desk. It's been a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Sika.
Rolf said thank you. Just clarifying for everyone.
All right.
All right, let's discuss this last match. It's going to be the Toronto Defiant, not the Toronto Defiant, Paris Eternal, I swear I can read, and the Vancouver Titans going up against each other. Paris seems confident, but the Vancouver Titans look like they're ready to ride the high, as they've been performing really well recently.
You have to be pretty happy if you're the Paris Eternal getting matched up against the Vancouver Titans because, you know, for a second round match, that's phenomenal because I think a lot of people would bet on Paris, but the Vancouver Titans, we don't know what to expect from them. They've been getting better and better every week, and on the back of, like, Shockwave's DPS, like, we all know Sparkle's phenomenal, we know Xy's phenomenal, and even, like, the little things that Paris did on top of that, people, I feel like we all keep underestimating Shockwave even though we talk about him all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I kind of agree with you. And, you know, I don't want to, you know, get stuck too far into the future. You know, you never know what's going to happen if we learned anything today. But I also actually appreciate that Paris Eternal is now on this side of the bracket. Because if they do beat the Vancouver Titans tomorrow, there's a good possibility that they'll place the San Francisco Shock in the semifinals instead of the final that a lot of people predicted. So that means that even Sunday might be even crazier depending on the outcome of Saturday. So today's results have just sort of like had a ripple effect on the rest of the weekend, and the Summer Showdown has just proved to us that you never know what to expect really. So incredible outcome of today, and I'm just excited for more Overwatch tomorrow.
I love how you made tomorrow sound like the far, far, far distant future. But it is in fact happening in just a few hours. For now, we're heading into a very quick break, and then we have more Overwatch League related things to talk about right after.